A video of Alex Murdaugh shortly after the murders of his wife and son made for an emotional day in court. We are taking a look at some of that video tonight. And WSCV's Andrew Davis was in the courtroom. He is joining us live now from Colleton County as he continues our coverage there. Andrew.
Yeah, one full week of the Alex Murdaugh trial is now in the books, and it ended with some very riveting and, as you said, emotional testimony and video that we've never seen before. It happened about 2 hours after the bodies of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were found. Alex Murdaugh being interviewed by SLED and the Colleton County Sheriff's Office inside a squad car on June 8th, just after midnight 2021. He went ahead and talked to them exactly about what he discovered when he came on scene.
I ran out. I knew it was really bad. My boy over there, I could see it was.
But the big story in day 2 of testimony, which wrapped up just a little while ago.
And while Alex was clearly emotional at that moment, the 33-minute-long interrogation video, Alex offers up a lot of different things, including his opinions on a possible suspect, his own groundskeeper, C.B. Rowe. He talks about how Paul has been harassed and even attacked since being charged in connection with the boat crash that killed Mallory Beach back in 2019. Now, prosecutors followed that video with Detective Laura Rutland from the Colleton County Sheriff's Office. She was one of the lead investigators in the case. One of the prosecutor's big points to say that Alex admitted he checked the pulse of both Maggie and Paul after he found them in the dog kennels, after significant and bloody gunshot wounds, but the fact he didn't have any blood on his clothes or his body.
How would you describe his hands?
They were clean. Clean.
How would you describe his arms?
They were clean.
How would you describe his t-shirt?
Clean.
How would you describe his shorts?
Clean.
How would you describe his shoes?
They were clean.
In your mind's eye, that night on June 7th, did he look like someone had just blown his son's head off, spatter going everywhere?
Again, I can't say that for sure. A lot of things would come into play to affect that.
That has been much of the focus so far of the defense, is focusing on the police investigation itself. We expect to see a lot more of that next week. What we did see here, as Ref Buffington joins me, is more people in the courtroom. We just told you yesterday how nobody was here. Suddenly, the courtroom was packed today.
You certainly think this has to be some kind of sort of spectacle for people who haven't seen this kind of media attention. So we not only have seen people coming out taking pictures of the site here in front of the courthouse, but certainly this morning we watched as a line formed, more people certainly this Friday going in to witness this trial. One woman calling it history on her way out. I asked her about her experience inside, what she thought of the testimony she heard, and this is what she told me.
Because I've been following this story for a long time. We live nearby, and I just wanted to be here because it's part of history and what's going on, and I have my opinions on this situation and just wondering if it's going to turn out the way I'm hoping it will.
And of course, one of the things we talked about was that last witness that testified today. I asked her about that, what she saw in the room, what she saw with the jury members. She said it seemed as though a lot of them weren't attentive to that part of the trial. It was a witness from SLED that certainly the testimony went on. And so I just asked her about that because we were people here on the street. We're talking about that part of the trial. Of course, you know you have the opening statements, which are always exciting in any trial. It is as fiery in this one. But that woman walking away saying that she had already made up her mind in this case. Certainly that is the word on the street. People have very big opinions. I walked down what is essentially Main Street here in Walterboro today, talking to people in restaurants, in the barber shop. I got my hair cut here today, and there was the conversation. They had Court TV on in the barber shop, and certainly everyone in there. People are paying attention to this trial, certainly even if they aren't in the courtroom.
There's a lot of interesting evidence here. There's going to be a lot of great testimony, but there's also a lot of nitpicking when you get down to the forensic evidence about bullet casings, shell casings, and also exactly what we're talking about with cell phone data. But we're going to probably have the lead investigator from SLED first thing Monday morning is our expectation, which could be a lot of fireworks for everybody concerned. But we are wrapped for the weekend here in Walterboro. They will be back at 9:30 Monday morning for much more testimony in the second week of Alex Murdaugh's trial. In Walterboro, for Brett Buffington, I'm Andrew Davis. Back to you.
Thanks to both of you. WSAV is on your side with complete coverage of the murder trial on air and online for a timeline of events. And to learn more about the case, visit WSAV.com/Murdaugh.